Alright lads, so today we're going to be talking about something that might be bad news. Now everything I'm mentioning in this video is more so just my opinion, but what is confirmed is that the new skill is coming to the game. It has been data mined by Hiken, I found out from Spite, and it is a Pierce Brave Battle Immunity. Oh my god. So if you don't know what this actually is, let's say you're new to the game and you aren't really sure what this does mean. Essentially, in Brave Battles right now, there are two characters that exist, Kazuya Tsukishima, Aaroniero, where they take no damage for 10 seconds. And that pretty much gives them the upper hand against characters that don't have this skill because they're taking no damage for 10 seconds. You can build them with NAD builds, you don't have to give them DR, and they can just go in, clap cheeks for those first 10 seconds, and then take damage. And when they start to take damage after those 10 seconds is normally when the soul bomb spawns in, so it pretty much comes down to like a 50-50 if you don't kill. So Brave Battle Immunity is probably the worst thing they invented for Brave Battles. It pretty much killed off the game mode for a lot of people. Brave Battles was always toxic for the most part. It's never been a good mode. But after this immunity came out, yeah, it's not... technically, it's pay to win. Who cares anyway? Like, you really only have to be in third seat once a month to get the extreme carb. And sometimes you don't even need to do extreme carb. So Brave Battles right now has a big problem just giving us a reason to play it. And these Brave Battle Immunity characters don't help, right? Taking no damage for 10 seconds is just quite annoying. But at the same time, it's still, I'm not gonna lie, as toxic as it is, I do somewhat find enjoyment in using some of these new characters just for like the first week. I had fun using Drugum. In fact, I made a video I think last year saying my top 10 favorite characters, and Drugum was in the top 10 because of how toxic it was and how fun it was just being able to take no damage for 10 seconds, right? It's fun when you have it. When you're going against it though, it gets a bit repetitive, it gets a bit annoying. Same goes for Tsukishima too. Overall, Tsukishima is actually a pretty good character outside of PvP, but with the drain, the boost, and the vortex and stuff like that. People do use them in arena, people do use them in Guild Quest, and he does relatively well there. Can't say the same thing about Drugum, but what we're here to talk about today is the potential chance that the end of month banner, which should be Jushiro and Shunsui, mind you, the Spirits Are There With You original forms, it's very likely, lads, that one of them is going to have that. And that's probably the title of the video. Possible bad news for those two characters. And the reason why this is bad news is because if one of them does get this Pierce Brave Battle Immunity, it therefore means one of those characters is being designed for Brave Battles. And for Shunsui and Jushiro, that could be a bit disappointing. For the most part, Shunsui and Jushiro haven't had any good characters whatsoever. I know Shunsui has had the 1000 Blood War Bankai version. You know, he was actually very good for the time. He's fallen off just a tad bit now. Jushiro actually had a very OP character at the first anniversary for JP. They had the speed version. He was literally the best character in the game at the time of his release, or one of the best characters in the game. So both characters, Shunsui and Jushiro, have had a time of shine, but not so much as other characters. And these Spirits Are Forever With You characters, the Beyond Bankais, what we are calling them, a fan term by the way, it was finally a time for us to get a cool and unique Jushiro and Shunsui, especially for Jushiro because he hasn't received the manga version. I don't think he ever will, who knows. And it's a finally time to see something different about them and finally get a good character for both of them, because you know, Shunsui, especially since the manga version, we've had like terrible versions. The technique one, the mind one have all been bad. Jushiro has never for the most part received a good character, so it's about time both of them receive an OP character, and we were potentially going to get that with the Spirits Are Forever With You banner. But unfortunately, because this skill has been data mined now, it's very likely that that skill is going to get put onto one of those characters and therefore making one of them a Brave Battles character. And that's not fun. That's not nearly as fun as what they could have been if they were an SP character, if they were in that character with guard break. And again, keep in mind, it isn't confirmed one of them is going to get it, but I think it's very likely. If we look at the Bankai button, when that got data mined, it then came out the next banner. We look at the drain mechanic, you know, what that Tsukishima got, that got data mined, it then came out in the next banner. As we know, Aizen doesn't have the Ignore Brave Battle Immunity, so it's very likely that end of month Shunsui or Jushiro, because they should be the end of month part 2 banner for the anniversary, it's very likely one of them is going to have that, and that could be disappointing, because again, you know, look at characters in the past, Kanfu War Tsukishima, 1000 Blood War Drugum, 1000 Blood War Askin, 1000 Blood War Ichibe, fan favorite characters, more so the 3 manga characters, right? These were fan favorite characters. People were waiting for these characters, especially Askin, and when Askin was found out to be a PvP character, it's just disappointing, because, you know, you can use them in PvE, sure. More so Tsukishima is actually a very good character in PvE with the boost, the drain. People actually use him in arena, he's actually good in there for the most part. People actually use him in Guild Quest, and he's a good support too. but like they're just not nearly as good as what they could have been had they been given guard break, had they been given an SP treatment. If they were an SP character, it would be significantly more fun. And that's the disappointing part, is that one of these two characters, Shunsui or Jushiro, are most likely going to end up being a Brave Battle character. Now, let me know in the comments below, lads, if that was the case, right? Hypothetically, if one of those two characters were meant to be a Brave Battle character, who do you want to be the Brave Battle character? For me, personally, I'm more a fan of Shunsui, so I don't want Shunsui to be the Brave Battle character, but at the same time, I think Jushiro deserves to finally get a good character. You know, Shunsui, for the most part, has kind of had his time to shine. You know, the tech one was decent, the mind one was decent, the Bankai one did have his time to shine for a long time. Jushiro, on the other hand, hasn't really had a time to shine. You know, yeah, he had the character like, on the first anniversary, but that was 5 years ago. So I kind of want Jushiro to be the not Brave Battle character. I want him to be a very good SP character, even though I'm more of a fan of Shunsui. Just Jushiro has never really had a good character, and he's probably not going to get a good character in a very long time. You know, inevitably when we get SAFWY character remakes, we're most likely going to get another Bankai Shunsui, and he will have his time to shine then. SAFWY Jushiro, if that ever happens, I'm sure he will be good, but again, the problem is, if that ever happens, Shunsui has a better chance of getting another SAFWY Blood War form, because when the anime comes back, you know Caleb are going to start milking SAFWY Blood War, and we're going to start getting remakes of the manga characters, the final art characters that we already received. So you can bet your ass that we're going to get a Bankai Kenpachi that probably stays in his demon form. Same goes for Kat Yoruichi, Thunder Kat Yoruichi. Those characters are most likely going to get remakes, same for the almighty version of Yuha. That's eventually going to happen once the anime does come back. For Jushiro, like I said, he doesn't really have another good chance to get a good character. So I'm kind of hoping that Jushiro isn't the Brave Battle character and Shunsui is. And that hurts to say because, again, I'm more of a Shunsui fan. But one thing I do want to touch on too before we do end the video is the other skill he could get. Now, I'm hoping for Caleb's sake that this PvP character, whether it's Shunsui or Jushiro, or whether it's another character that doesn't release for the second part of the anniversary, I'm hoping they also don't get Brave Battle immunity. I'm hoping that's the case, because it'd be kind of annoying at the same time, because that would mean if they don't have Brave Battle immunity, then it kind of makes it balanced, right? If you put that character against Tsukishima, if you put him against Rugum, it just becomes a normal battle at that point. If they also have Brave Battle immunity, then Tsukishima and Jugum have no chance to go against them, and the only counter to that character would then be to have the character itself, and they could then go against them, right? So let's say it's Jushiro against Jushiro will be a balanced match, Jushiro against anyone else, Jushiro's pretty much winning, and that just gets a bit, it's just too much. Brave Battles at this point is just way too gone at this point, you know. Immunities that's pretty much ruined the game mode, and now Pierce Battle immunity, yeah, just scrap the mode. It's ridiculous. And there is a decent chance that this Brave Battle character that does get released is a tech character with no affiliation killer to therefore just like counter the Tsukishima, which, yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. I'm already disappointed. Personally, the biggest problem for me with this skill that it's potentially coming out at the end of the month is just the fact that one of these two characters that look very cool, Shunsui and Jushiro, are going to be just stuck to being used in Brave Battles, and maybe Epic Raids, and maybe Guild Quests if they have a boost, and that's really about it, which I doubt they're going to have a boost. So, potential, unfortunately, is we're going to have to wait and see exactly how this does play out at the end of the month. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes, right? Hopefully, none of them get it, but personally, from what I'm seeing thus far, I think one of them is going to get it. But again, hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. But anyway, lads, let me know what you guys think about this skill in the comments below. How do you feel about it? Are you disappointed? Are you happy about it? Who knows? Maybe you are happy about it. I'm not really. I don't really care about it, but I'm just more disappointed that one of these characters that look very, very cool are going to just be stuck to being used in the Brave Battle modes. Well, I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.